Ciao ragazzi, benvenuti a Roma. Welcome to Rome. Today is day 19, I think. 19 of 28 days in Rome, which means, we're counting them down. But it was actually quite a special day. I wound up visiting the Vatican in a very, very special tour that we found, which was a really, really cool experience. I am so glad to have taken it, and I'm so glad that my family was able to partake in that experience as well. And we were all able to do that together. That was really cool. The day started out a little interesting. I mentioned last night's, overly adventurous adventure that none of us signed up for. And everybody was tired and went to bed and slept in. Unfortunately, I was up early, did a little work, occupied myself for a little bit, but by the time it got to, later in the morning, I was like, yeah, I gotta go do something. And so I went for a walk. I checked out the northern part of the city, or the northern part of this neighborhood, rather. And I lit another candle for Nancy when I found another church. Nice little place that was really close. Another one of those churches that, pretty plain on the outside, and then you go inside and it's quite elaborate and everything. And it was nice. It was a nice little walk. And then when my family finally woke up, we went out and we had a traditional Italian breakfast. Cappuccinos, croissants, pastry, really. It was really good, really interesting. That got us energized for the day. And then we went for a walk. We went and got some gelato, which was really cool. And then, as I said, we headed over to the Vatican Museum. Now, I had previously visited the Vatican in 2018, and I really, really enjoyed it. There's some classic artwork there. If I'm being honest, I don't really care much about the Catholic stuff. I certainly don't care much about the Pope stuff, but I really like the architecture. I really like the paintings, and obviously there are some very classic artwork there. In particular, just to name two artists, because there's too many, Raphael and Michelangelo. And the Sistine Chapel is amazing. Like, it is just breathtaking to soak in. Now the thing is when I went in 2018, I went on a normal prepaid ticket, and I found it super crowded, so many people around. And what is of particular note is that when you finally get to the Sistine Chapel, like I said, it's packed with people. You're supposed to be quiet. You're not allowed to take photos. And the experience is a little tough because you're just crowded into this room, shoulder to shoulder. So eventually you can finally make your way to a good position to view certain art or certain works in particular. I really like the two of the three Genesis panels. The one, the creation of man, with the fingers, and then the God creating the heavens and the earth, where you see the old man God in the front and in behind, with a particularly muscular physique, by the way. It's a bit of an art joke. God's got quite the bum. Michelangelo certainly thought so anyway. But they're just gorgeous pieces of work, and you, maybe that's not the right term after just talking about God's bum. Anyway, they're gorgeous, and you're staring up in a 20-meter high ceiling to catch that in, and you're shoulder to shoulder with people. Maybe you don't have the right position, and of course everybody's trying to take a photo. And so all you hear is the security guards yelling, "No photos, no photos." So you're trying to have this like experience, and people are just, you're just getting yelled at constantly. Well, you're not getting yelled at. People are getting yelled at. It's a thing. So when my family and I started planning this particular trip, it was a little too late to get regular tickets, which is something interesting, like travel tip here for you. If you're buying tickets, advance tickets to an event or an exhibit rather, generally there'll be some like general admission tickets that are available. They'll all sell out real quick, timed of course. And then they'll try to sell the guided tours, and those tickets last a little longer. So if you're thinking that you really want to do something, and you're okay paying the extra money because you wind up getting a guided tour, it's often worth it to get your ticket, your time ticket, on the day that you want with a guide. It's up to you. Sometimes it's good to go in by yourself, but more often than not, having a guide is worth the money. So you pay a little bit more, but you get a guide and you get a time ticket when the rest of them are sold out. Now the Vatican is no different, and so I was looking at the options for guided tours, and I noticed an off-hours one. So this guided tour happens after the museum closes. So you're basically wandering around after hours with other people who have also bought a ticket for after hours. You're not exactly by yourself. And a guided tour. And what a cool way to see the Vatican, because you're really getting away from the crowds, at least once you get inside and you're wandering around. The rest, getting there is another story, but we won't talk about that. But yeah, you're wandering around with a guide, talking about different things. By the time you get to the Sistine Chapel, I'm going to guess that there might have been 30 people in that huge room. And it was quiet. And you could walk wherever you want. You could see whatever you want. I don't believe the security guards yelled at anybody. And so it was a great moment. And the guide would talk about and went through all of the panels of the roof and mainly focused on the Michelangelos, which is the roof, and then the Last Judgment on the, I guess that'd be the north wall. And so she's describing all that. We have headsets, so we don't have to like stand beside her. And so I just wandered around and stared up at the ceiling, and I felt like I was like, able to just take my time and appreciate these works. Obviously, I have no photos of those because you're not allowed to take photos in the Sistine Chapel. But yeah, I don't need them because I had the time to, record it with my mind. And what a cool experience! Like I said, I've done it before, but this was a great way of doing it. And I recommend it 100%. Now, as a bonus, and this was interesting, it comes with this after hour, or what they call a happy hour, which is supposed to be like drinks and snacks. And they gave me the little ticket for it when I picked it up, because it just comes with it. Like, had I gotten the option not to, I probably wouldn't have bought it. But and they even gave me the ticket, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't think we're gonna, and I almost like threw it out, just thinking, yeah, we're just, done. But we had this huge spread. I had no idea. So they give you a choice of drinks: red wine, white wine, sparkling wine, and then they bring you this like plate of some like, appetizery pastries. Meats, including some really fantastic salami and porchetta. And it was really good, really filling. They gave us a lot. Oh yeah, and some sponge cake as well. And so we didn't even bother having to go to dinner. By the time we were done, we were all really tired and full. So we just came back here. So what an experience. Totally recommend the after hours with the happy hour. Get that ticket. It's educational. You get to go all through the Vatican Museum, and you get fed. I can't complain. What a great day. And the whole family had a great day, and I think they've forgiven me for, you know, things going awry yesterday. So I might be back in their good graces. I don't know. But we all had a great time. So I guess I should head to bed. There'll be another video tomorrow, so do yourself a favor, subscribe. It's also doing me a favor. But please, likes, comments, love them. Please keep them coming. I really appreciate watching these videos. And until tomorrow, arrivederci. Ciao. Good night, everyone. There's St. Pete's. Pastry of the day. What is this? This is a fruit croissant?
Fruit.
Pistachio and pain de chocolat. What do they call that in Italian?
Pain de chocolat.